The distance she keeps. I'm a forest ranger in North Dakota. Or, I was. My name doesn't matter anymore. What matters is that I survived long enough to tell you this. If you've never been to the northern forests of North Dakota, people imagine flat land and farms. That's wrong. There are stretches of forest so thick and quiet that sound feels absorbed, like the trees are listening and deciding whether to give it back. I worked out of a remote ranger station near the Canadian border. No cell service, no nearby towns, just dirt roads, radio check-ins, and long patrols on foot. The kind of place where the silence becomes a companion, whether you want it to or not. I loved it at first. I liked the quiet. The kind that presses against your ears until you notice your own breathing. Out there, you learn the forest's normal sounds. Wind in the birch leaves. Ravens arguing overhead. The distant crack of frozen branches shifting in the cold. So when something doesn't fit, you feel it immediately. The first sighting. It started in late October. Early snow hadn't fallen yet, but the ground was already stiff with cold. I was hiking a trail I'd walked dozens of times, checking for illegal camps. That's when I saw her. She was far ahead on the trail. A woman-shaped figure. Long dark hair hanging loose. Bare feet touching the cold ground without hesitation. She wore a dress that looked wrong. Too thin for the weather. Dirty. Torn at the hem like it had been dragged through brush and mud. I slowed down. She kept walking. I called out, told her the area was closed and she needed to turn back. She didn't respond. I picked up my pace. No matter how fast I walked, the distance between us never changed. I stopped completely. She stopped too. The forest went quiet around us, the way it does right before a storm or a mistake. I took one step forward. She took one step forward. Still the same distance. Always just far enough that I couldn't see her face clearly. Then she stepped off the trail and into the trees. No crashing branches, no sound of movement. Just one step sideways, and she was gone. The whisper! I turned to check behind me, suddenly uneasy. That's when I heard it. Don't follow! The voice wasn't ahead of me. It came from right beside my ear. I spun around. There was nothing there. When I looked back toward the trail, she was there again. Closer than before. The rules. That night, I radioed the station and told my supervisor what I'd seen. There was a long silence on the other end before he finally spoke. He asked me a strange question. Did she ever stop walking on her own? When I said no, he replied with a single word. Good. He told me not to follow her again. Not to approach her. Not to respond if I heard my name while I was out in the woods. When I asked him why, he said something that hasn't left me since. Some things don't hunt the way animals do. The second encounter. A week later, I saw her again on the same trail. Same dress, same bare feet, same impossible distance. This time, she stopped walking. Not because I stopped. She stopped on her own. Slowly, she turned her head toward the woods beside the trail. Then she spoke. He sees you. Something moved behind me. Fast. Low. Heavy. I ran. I didn't look back. The warning. Later, my supervisor finally explained what he could. She isn't leading people deeper into the forest. She's measuring them. If someone follows her long enough, something else notices. And once it does, the distance collapses. The last night. My final night at the station, the radio went dead without warning. No static, just silence. Then, I heard footsteps outside my cabin. Slow. Bare. Dragging slightly. I stayed still. A voice whispered from the darkness, asking for help. Then another voice joined it. Deeper. Wrong. She brought you far enough. I ran until my lungs burned, and the forest finally let me go. Ending. They say she still walks those trails, always just ahead. If you ever hike in the northern forests of North Dakota and see a woman in a dirty dress walking just out of reach, do not follow her. And if she whispers your name from right beside your ear, do not turn around.